One of the things is the focus of knowing what you really want. There are so many choices in life, and as a woman especially, you have to make choices and sometimes sacrifices. But if you focus on the things you really want, hopefully it won't feel like a sacrifice if you're focusing mostly on the things that are most important to you. Confronting reality, knowing your own personal weaknesses and compensating, making sure you have staff that compensates for your weaknesses, and understanding the weaknesses in your business. Is your product not competitive? Do you have to work on your quality? Whatever it is, confront the weakness and fix it. So confront reality is very important. I had to be profitable from day one, so I didn't start until I did a very full and detailed business plan, understanding my expenses, understanding what the income would be, thinking about the variables, and making sure I had enough money not just to start, but not to get in trouble should there be bumps in the road, and there always are. Very often when business is going well, we think of taking on new opportunities and new projects. Sometimes also when a business isn't doing well, we think, okay, that's not working, or that's slow, let me try something else. And jumping around from project to project or business to business is one of the worst things you can do. You need to stay the course and be an expert at something and try and be the best at that. Many business books will advise your goal should be to be the #1 in your industry in that product. And so setting that as a goal means you could spend your whole life just in that product category as long as there's always room to grow. If you can't grow, then you have to rethink it. But the most important thing to do is stay focused on fewer things and do those things well. I think it's all the research they need to do before they start. I would say don't just jump in, because your reputation is everything, and you only have one chance at your reputation. So even though you might be so anxious to start your business, I wouldn't say run to do it anyway if you're not ready financially and structure, and if you're not prepared. Even if you have to wait 6 months or even I waited years until I was ready and could do it right. So I'd say you can't be prepared enough. Talk to a lot of people, talk to experts in your industry, or if it's competitive, talk to related industries and understand what service means, what quality means, what type of IT and systems you have to need to run a business of the type that you're going into. So be prepared. That's the advice I would give, is before you start, be very, very prepared and understand what you need to do. I think the internet's a great way, and organizations like Jasmine helping women communicate with each other, having more question and answer things online where women can communicate to each other, and maybe executives take turns answering questions, because everybody's very busy. But one thing of all the busy executive women that I've met is they make time to give back to other women, which is a very beautiful thing to see. So I think the internet affords us time to communicate around the world, even though we physically can't always be there. The nice thing about having the kids grow up in a home where both my husband and I work together and are so business-minded is there were always business conversations in the house. And all of my children, even my 10-year-old, will be talking about what he's going to do when he grows up. And that's a subject with all of my children. And many of them have interned and worked in the office in the summers, and they have exposure to business. So I'm sure they'll all end up doing different things, but they have an exposure to business and an understanding of how business works, which I think is healthy.